David Stone is entering the transfer portal. What in the world is happening right now? We're going to discuss it. We're going to get your reactions. We'll give you our reactions. So much happening and so much coming out about this whole story. We'll discuss it on a special Locked On Sooners Live reaction show to David Stone entering the transfer portal.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome. It's Friday night. It's a stormy, rainy Friday night in Oklahoma, and David Stone just dropped the most significant news of the weekend, entering the transfer portal. This is not something I think anybody expected to see. There's been a lot of talk about how he's improved this spring and how he's looking like a guy who's about to contribute in a big way. And Oklahoma was just dealt their first significant blow in the transfer portal, in the spring portal window, Jay.
This sucks. And I know everybody in the comment section are upset. David Stone was great future piece for us. He was going to play some significant minutes this season. The expectation was we're going to see David Stone rotating a lot with Dominic Williams or even Jaden Jackson, especially now that Stone's up to like 300, over 300 pounds. I think he's like between 307 and 315. So you're like, all right, he's ready to go ahead and play that 3 technique with his agility or go straight to the 0 and, either relieve or try to take the spot from Jaden Jackson. But it sounds like he had other ideas about his ability to play immediately and his ability to do things, and decided that he's going to explore what his options are. I hate it. It sucks because he's an Oklahoma kid, so we were hoping to really be able to see him play. But you'll probably see in the comments section, there's a ton of rumors going on. I don't know. All I can say is this. We've got Jaden Jackson, Dominic Williams, as well as Grayson Halton still right there. Marcus Strong has been making moves up. So, yeah, we'll just kind of see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, Trent Wilson has been impressing in spring ball as well. And dude, it's a blow. Like, this was a significant recruiting win for the Oklahoma Sooners. This was a significant recruiting win for Brent Venables and Todd Bates. This was the guy that was going to be one of the next greats at Oklahoma. I compared him to getting a Gerald McCoy, to getting a Tommy Harris, and we're not going to get to see that transpire at Oklahoma. And it does suck, man. And the details are going to be flying all over the place on this. You're not going to necessarily hear all of the truth probably, but you'll hear semblances of the truth. And it's going to be difficult to parse through this, but I got to imagine that, okay, you're wanting to play right away. I get that. Everybody wants to play right away. You're seeing a guy like Jaden Jackson, who you were a high school teammate with, you're seeing him get significant time. And okay, maybe you're a little bit discouraged. I don't know, but not being a instant impact guy day one, that's no slight to you, dude. Like, Grayson Halton took 3 years to get on the field and make a significant impact for the Sooners, right? He redshirted that freshman year, or he might have even played. I can't remember, but that true freshman season back in 2022 didn't get a ton of time. 2023 got a little bit more, but not a ton of time still. And it took until this 2024 season for him to really have a breakout year. And he did. He had 5 sacks? I mean, it was a big time performance. He provided that interior defensive pressure that you've been looking for. You've been trying to find on a consistent basis. He provided that, but it takes time sometimes. Not everybody is a walk-in day one starting defensive tackle. It's rare. What Jaden Jackson did is rare. Like, it is so unique. Remember, it's not happened at Oklahoma since Tommy Harris. That's how hard it is to start at defensive tackle as a true freshman. And whatever it is, whether it's NIL, name, image, and likeness, which I'm sure there's some aspect of that. I'm sure it's a playing time aspect. It's going to be a little bit of all of that.
My favorite thing is
be patient, bide your time.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing in here is, people want to blame NIL on it. And maybe it's because he wanted to start and Jaden Jackson beat him out for the job. I don't know. I mean, if you look at it, like you said, it's a rare air to have a D tackle going and starting. Hell, he became a All-American as a true freshman, a freshman All-American team. So as with all the freshmen out there, he was considered one of the better ones. It's kind of crazy that, he made the decision that he just wanted to go find something new. Now, I know everybody wants to be talked off the ledge or, helped with, what they can do. Look, he was a part of the two deep. He definitely was going to play a lot. We were going to see him on the field quite often, but he was part of the two deep. So we have others that we can hope will make that next step up and make something happen and play. But it sucks to lose players, especially players that have a potential that you're just waiting to see get unlocked. But I will ask you guys this. For those that are talking about NIL, if he came to you and asked for more money, would you want to pay it after the first 18 months of production? All of you in there would say no. Every single one of you would be like, no, I want you to prove it to me. And to me, I'm the exact same way. So, but I'm not telling you that's what it is. I'm commenting. Everybody in here is talking about NIL. That's most of the comments. I hate NIL. It's ruining college sports. It didn't ruin it for us when we got Mateer and Jaden Ott. We came away with a nice little. We came away and fixed one of the biggest problems we had on the team, which was quarterback play, offensive play. But we still have really good defense. Our defense has not changed that much. And David Stone was, like I said, was going to be a very important and critical component to that. It's just, it sucks to lose him while at the same time. Next man up. Somebody better step up.
Yeah, so a lot of folks are saying that they would have paid David Stone, that they would have made sure that he got that raise to keep him around, to retain him. And listen, sometimes you got to do things like that to retain. But I think what they're focused on in retention are guys that have produced. Your R. Mason Thomases, your Robert Spears Jennings. Like, that's why you're Kip Lewis, right? That's why you saw all of those One Oklahoma posts come out back in the wintertime, because those guys were getting retention. They were getting some retention NIL. Mm-hmm. Listen, I get it, dude. David Stone is a fantastic talent. And I can't sit here and say I would have been as bold as Oklahoma's front office led by Jim Nagy now would have been and let him walk away. That takes a lot of guts, dude. It takes a lot of guts to say, hey, we believe in your talent. We believe that the production is going to be there. We believe that you're going to continue to develop, but we're going to have to say thanks, but no thanks, man. If that is the story, then that takes some big cojones. Like, it really does. Yeah. Jim Nagy is really putting his stamp on this program by making that happen.
He's basically saying that not one person is big enough for the program. And granted, again, we're not saying that this is what's going on. We're going off the hypotheticals that everybody is putting in the comment section right now. Right. So if it's a situation where, David Stone wanted more money and we told him no, understood him going to the portal. If it's a situation where he's like, hey, I want more playing time, and we're like, well, we'll rotate you based upon the performance and how you're playing, then that could be also the next set scenario. There's so many different scenarios that it could be. We just have no clue until someone drops that note. Now, I know the insiders are probably going to give you guys way more details. I'm not going to jump on their sites and go on their paywalls and tell y'all anything yet. I'm going to go read it later tonight. I'm having a natural instant reaction to this and losing my mind just like the rest of y'all, because you just don't like losing good players that basically felt like family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we watched him, when he went through the commitment, and he talked about how Bates and his relationship with him, all I ever heard about was him putting his feet up on Todd Bates' desk all the time and was hanging out. He seemed like he was really through and through wanting to be a Sooner. Heck, Gerald McCoy was hardcore talking to the kid, but now it appears that there was other things that, he wants. And I'll put it to you like this. And Dominic, I disagree with you there. A lot of players care about development. That's why they stay at some of the schools they stay at. That's why certain players are on this roster still to this day. There are certain players that want to be here and be developed. You can't expect all of them to be that. Half of y'all's coworkers are probably not the type of people that you say, and you'd be like, they left. You'd be like, I don't mind you leaving the job. We all have that. And I'm just keeping it a buck for every single one of you. Like I said, we're instantly reacting. I want y'all to first step back, breathe. We can mourn the loss of a really good potential prospect, but we did not lose anybody that was putting up a bunch of production yet. The potential is there. It is 100% there. And I was hoping next season was going to be his breakout year, But y'all saw R. Mason Thomas came back, right? It's obvious he cares about development. Jaden Jackson's mom was throwing shots at folks saying that they were trying to tamper with her and the family. Like, we good. We need y'all to save us. We're doing our thing. We're developing and we're growing. You got that. John Mateer followed his offensive coordinator because he enjoyed the development. My point here for you all is you're not going to bat 1,000. It's going to happen to us just like it happens to everybody else. Don't worry. Y'all seen some other programs lose some people. You're like, dang, I can't believe they lost it. I mean, shoot, Nico just bounced from Tennessee. Now, that kind of sucks for them because they got a whole bunch more stuff they got to figure out. But I think I'll put it this way. I don't think it changes where our defense is going to be next season. In 2 years, maybe. The question now is, who does Jim Nagy go get to replace him?
Yeah, I mean, they're certainly going to be very active now because you've got a significant hole in your rotation. A guy that, again, you were projecting to be a part of that forward-man rotation at defensive tackle, a guy that could play both 3-tech and nose tackle. You were relying upon him. So now you've got to shift gears a little bit. You probably have to reallocate some of what you're hoping to do in the name, image, and likeness front to defensive tackle. And maybe not as significantly because you do have Dominic Williams and Jaden Jackson and Grayson Halton. And that trio right there is really good. That's a great place to start. You throw in Marcus Strong, who's developed really well, a Trent Wilson, who looks really, really good as well. You've got a good group. So you're not in dire straits.
Marcus Strong had 2 sacks last season, too.
He did.
So I'm just saying.
And you still got Jaden Jackson for another 3 seasons.
Yes.
2025 and 2 more after that. You've got, you have some answers at defensive tackle. I don't want to diminish the loss of David Stone by any means, but it's not like it was when Lincoln Riley left or when Lincoln Riley was here, right? When you had one guy that you could rely on at defensive tackle, and that was it. You had one Perion Winfrey. You had one Jalen Redmond. You had that. And there's one more. I can't think of his name. Neville Gallimore. Like that was it.
Yeah, it's another
you
one.
had one guy that could provide some interior presence for you. Not anymore. That's not the case anymore. It's a different position group. It's a different coaching staff. It's a different defensive tackles coach. You're going to be okay. But it's a significant PR blow too. Like not just on the field, but anytime that you lose a 5-star that's only been around for a year, that's going to be a bit of a PR blow to you on the recruiting trail. Everybody's going to be wondering, well, what the heck happened? And again, there are going to be a lot of stories flying out there about what happened, what went down. And some of them will paint Oklahoma in a favorable light on this front, similar to what happened with Tennessee and Nico Iamaleava. Some of them may not paint Oklahoma in a favorable light. But there's going to be work done to make sure that Oklahoma's still set at defensive tackle. All is not lost.
Yeah, and shout out to Jaden Jackson. I know a lot of you are terrified in the comments and worried about him. He just posted on social media, actually his new pinned tweet is a lock.
Okay, there you go.
He repinned the locked in picture that he did before. So, of course, he posted the sad faces and all of that, but he just changed his pinned to locked in.
There we go.
So, obviously, we're here on Locked On. Our guy's locked in. So, yeah, Jay Jackson looks like he's here.
Yeah, that makes your boy John very, very happy because that's my guy. That's my dude out of that 2024 class. Even more than David Stone, Jaden Jackson was the dude I was excited to get. I think we're not, again, the details are going to be aren't necessarily going to be hard to come by. More details will come out about what went down. And I'm sure there's a lot of factors at play.
Yeah.
What happens though, and here's kind of, I think the thing that's a bummer about this is you hope that your program, the program you root for, doesn't have situations like this. Every program's going to have it. It just goes to show that you're not immune to the name, image, and likeness thing, the transfer portal thing. You hadn't had a significant blow in the spring portal yet. Here it is. This is your significant blow.
So to even add to that real quick, keep your remember this. This is the last summer. This is the last spring portal where these players that want to get more money will have the opportunity to do it, because once that house settlement goes through within the next couple of weeks, July 1 is when everything's going to go in effect. And everybody's going to be on the rev share, and it's going to be a completely different look. So I hate that some players decide that they want to chase after the dollars. Maybe he wasn't happy. Maybe someone upset him. Maybe said something bad about him and his people. I don't know. But all I know is that this has not been the only. Heck, y'all saw the video that friend Brown was talking about his wide receiver asked for $2 million. He said, "You ain't Jeremiah Smith, bruh. You can kick rocks." You're starting to see that from these coaches. A lot of them are saying, "You're not going to extort me. You can go. We'll find somebody else that's going to be able to produce. We'll find somebody else that fits better for us." I would like for them to iron this over with David Stone. I would like for him to withdraw his name from the portal. I would like for him to come back, because I think he has all that potential. But at the same time, remember, just as you said, John, Jim Nagy's job here is to build a team that can play for championships. And not every 5-star out there is built to play for championships. A lot of them are built out there to play and make some money. But we've seen some out there that have not played at that level and been able to play for championships. I mean, there's a few of them that's chased the dollars and they're still in college. They haven't even declared for the NFL, and they could have declared 2 years ago. Y'all know the one name that I'm talking about. He's been floated from 3 different schools. And he could have been gone pro, but obviously he ain't ready. So for us, the one thing to say is, and I would like everyone to stop with the generalizations in the comments. There's no loyalty. That's not true. There's very much loyalty. Players are loyal to their coaches. We see that very often. We do see players like to stick around for development. We've had guys here stick around for development. Look, R. Mason Thomas had 9.5 sacks last year. He stuck around for development. And he got offered a lot of money to leave. I have, on great authority, have been told that there were some schools calling R. Mason Thomas saying, "Hey, y'all suck last year. Come play here." And he's like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm going to stay in Oklahoma because they developed me." You got a lot of that. So, again, I don't think the defense got hurt this year from this. I do see some pain for next year, though. Not 25, but 26, because he was going to be a key component when Dominic Williams left. Now the question is, John, who's going to step up and who is Jim Nagy going to identify and go pick up? I do know, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this in a very nice manner. Jim Nagy and Taylor Reed had a very nice follow not too long ago to a freshman All-American. I'm going to find that freshman, another one, on the defensive line. If he's ready, there you go.
Yeah, again, it's a matter of value, potential. What have you done for me lately? And I think they were willing to still work with David Stone to keep him on this team. I think they were probably willing to do something with him and make him a big part of this roster. Who knows what the ask was? If there was an ask, who knows if it was just, "Hey, I need more playing time. I want to play right now. I want to start right now." Who knows what all went into now. It. What's that?
I want cake now.
I want cake like now. That. There's no telling what all was going to go into this decision, because it's not just a one deal thing. Playing time matters. The NIL package definitely matters, but yeah, but it sucks, man. And don't even sit here. Listen, Sooner Cowboys, you might just be getting into the show late. We're not sunshine pumping this. We spent the first 10 minutes talking about how much this sucked. So apologies. We're not going to spend 30 minutes.
Oh, no. That's Sooner Cowboy. Don't worry about him. Ignore them. They come in and just like to be negative no matter what.
Fine. Yeah, fine. No, listen. And then people are asking, what's wrong with NIL? Well, NIL, listen, it's gotten you some big name players. It's part of it. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some.
I love the NIL era, and I enjoy the transfer portal because, one, it gives me something to talk about. Two, and it gives me ability to be able to build rosters. It's fun for me. I'm sorry that it's not fun for you all. I don't mind people leaving and coming. I'm used to it. This is college football, so players usually leave after about 3 years anyway. So I've been adjusted to roster turnover constantly. This is the game. The game has been this way. Recruiting has always been this way. Heck, we get excited about a player that commits, they decommit, and then we go steal somebody else and they commit, and we're excited. You're gonna get both ends of the spectrum. Like the big thing with the portal is, for some of you, you say this guy hasn't produced in 3 years, so I would love him off my team. Guess what? We can send him off the team, and you all are cheering for it. Yeah, he was a bum. I didn't like him. He's no good. But when someone rejects you, it's a problem. We got to get past that. We got to understand this is business, and in the business mindset, we understand that. Did we lose a starter? We didn't lose a starter, did we?
No.
We got arguably one of the best quarterbacks in the portal. We got arguably one of the best, at least both of them are at least top 5, quarterback and running back. So we're going to have a dynamic offense again. We should. And we have all of our starters on defense. Dolby will be back, and he looks great. So that just adds to your corner room with him, Gentry, and Eli. Long as all 3 of them walk in there healthy, you're solid. The defense looks like it's even more stout than it was last year. I miss Danny Stutzman because he's the emotional leader, and the dude was a massive run stuffer. You weren't going to run through him. We just got to build up those guys to be as strong as Danny and be able to run, not be run through as well. But our defense should be really good next year, right? You still got 5-star Peyton Bowen, who we just, once he pops off. I remember seeing some of y'all in the comments complaining about 5-star Peyton Bowen. Why isn't he playing like a 5-star? He had turf toe last year. I was talking to him on the field during the combine. And I'm like, how is your foot? He's like, man, dealing with that turf toe sucked. I was like, I bet it took away some of your ability to cut in his athleticism. But he said that he's way better than he was last season. So if that be the case, we'll be fine. Don't worry. We're good. Now we need to go get that kid from Syracuse.
Yeah, go get the Syracuse kid. Go get Jalen Stone from SEMO. Somebody's asking in the comments, is he SEC ready though? Who knows? I mean, you get him here, you find out. That's going to be the case for anybody that you bring in to produce in his place. Again, your defensive tackle room is still really good. Dominic Williams is going to be better than he was last year. His second year in the system, he'll be better. Jaden Jackson will continue to get better. Grayson Halton will continue to get better. Again, it's a good room. Will David Stone be missed? I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Probably. He will be missed.
Let's not lie. He is going to be missed.
But you can't do anything about it. He's gone. And
it hurts.
That's where it's at. So, you've got to get better. And Oklahoma's gotten better in the spring portal window, right? I think we can all agree that they've done that. And they are looking to be aggressive. Jim Nagy has talked about how he will want to be aggressive, attacking, trying to improve their starting units. Brent Venable said, we're going to look at every position and we're going to try and add players that help us at every position. So, yeah, I mean, and no, Martin Diablo, nobody's acting like this is no big deal. We are acting like it's a big deal.
We literally said it's a huge deal, that it's going to really hurt us in 26. Like, that is, I don't.
What I'm also not saying is this. I'm not saying that Oklahoma's defense is just done because David Stone's not on the team. That I'm not going to say that because it's not true.
Because we're not.
It's still going to be really good. But
he wasn't starting next season. He was going to contribute like crazy though. Yep. I expected him to split the rotations with Dominic easily. I expected him to have half the snaps, which is what you're going to basically be kind of a starter level for defensive lineman. You want them to be able to split those snaps. That way you're always rotating fresh bodies. You can attack nonstop. Because in those trenches, they're fighting constantly. I expected him to be there going with Dominic. Him and Dominic constantly rotating back and forth and us getting a lot of production at him. That is what I'm saying. Did not say that it was not a big deal. I said that it's going to hurt us really in 26 because that's when I thought he was going to be the main anchor dude in the middle. Mm-hmm. While at the same time, He was one of 4 on the defensive line. We just now got to find somebody who's put up the production. Again, the cat that I'm talking about for Syracuse was a freshman All-American, and he put up a ton of production as a true freshman, similar to Jaden Jackson. So if we could win something like that to come in and get yourself 2 freshman All-Americans who put up the production y'all are asking for from people all the time, is that a bad thing?
Or what does it say about the guys that they have in Trent Wilson and Marcus Strong? Is Jim Nagy looking at those guys and be like, why would I renegotiate when I've got 2 really good options right over here? Trent Wilson, a former 4-star prospect, a dude that has turned a lot of heads. Marcus Strong, who's gotten better every single year he's been on campus. I'm not saying that's the case, but this is how NFL front offices are going to work. If they feel like that they've got an option that's just as good, they're not necessarily going to bend over for a guy that they may or may not believe is significantly better than what you have on campus. Let's look at some of these comments real quick right here. Jonathan says he was literally going to get good rotation snaps this year and be the starter next year. Is money really that important? You're going to the NFL.
It all depends on who you're talking to. Some people want to get that money today and get it in the future. Some people, they want their cake and eat it too. Some people want their cake, and some people will gladly just wait to eat it a little bit later. It just depends on who you're dealing with. And in this situation, nobody knows. Like, everybody is, like I said before, our response about NIL is what people have been posting in the comments. We don't know. Like, no one has told us any type of intimate details of what's actually going on. We're following the speculation a lot of you are putting in there. And for me, I'm just saying he was going to be a key component of this defense. Like, he was going to be a part of it, and he was going to be the anchor, probably the top dude going into 26. So yeah, it sucks to lose a player like that. While at the same time, I asked y'all the question, would you guys pay someone a raise that hasn't given you the production you've asked for? Most of you said no. Some of you would, some of you wouldn't. It just depends on who you are. Me personally, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. We're at the point of with NIL, you gotta give me something. You gotta produce. I expected him to produce this year, though. That was kind of my point. I expected him to start seeing some raises at the end of this 25 season, because I expect to see production out of him. He was ready to make that jump. He got his weight up. He's over 300 pounds. He was up at 313 at one point when they had one weigh in. So he said that he had added 15 to 20 pounds. And so because of now all the running and all the work and stuff and no longer quote unquote bulking, he's probably between 305 and 315 now. So he's at the weight, the optimal weight you want for somebody with his size and skill set. And he looked good when he was moving around in a lot of the videos we were watching. So the explosiveness was there. The agility looked good. The strength. You just wanted him to get stronger to be prepared for those big old linemen he's going to go against. But again, John, I'm saying this once again to everybody, that we're not saying that it's not a bad thing that he's gone. We're just saying that, well, it's time to pull up them bootstraps and go find somebody else, make it happen. That's it. That's all you can do.
Zachary says every time something good happens at OU, there's always got to be a big catch to ruin everything.
Yeah, I know, right? We were really just enjoying this. Jaden Ott and Jake Michaela coming here and transferring in. You got the offensive line interior support you needed. You got yourself another backup. And because I think Michael is going to probably end up, I think that's why Josh Isosa, which we didn't talk about, Josh Isosa hit the transfer portal. What's funny? Nobody said anything about that. Like, I haven't scrolled through all the comments, but have any of y'all talked about Josh Isosa hitting the transfer portal? Let me scroll from the top real quick. I'm going to do it real quick. I'm just going to do some quick scrolls and see. All I see is Stone Jackson. I'm not seeing any of you guys talk about our guy, Josh Isosa, who's from Edmond, Santa Fe, offensive lineman. He was technically slated to be a backup center, maybe third, but ain't none of y'all said anything about that. Why? Can y'all please explain to me why none of y'all say that? Oh, there's my favorite comment there. Calling him a scrub. I thought Isosa had some potential as well. He was just young. He's not going to start with Troy Everett because Troy Everett showed us last year that he was ready. As soon as he got back healthy, the line looked good. But actually, Josh was a second string, just like David Stone. That's my point. Because Josh was right behind Everett. And I know Jake was going to be moved between the interior as well as anywhere in the interior because Heath Lozada's still dealing with that shoulder surgery. So you may not have another left guard really ready yet. Right guard is most likely going to be Fogier right behind Weiwu. We're talking about 2 second stringers. I'm just pointing out that as high of the potential we had with David Stone and his excitement that we all have, it happens. So that's just the game, man. Players have been transferring since we, been dealing with college football for a while, John. People don't think that it is what it is. Unfortunately, now we need to figure it out. Go find the next person.
Yeah, and I think they will. They'll have a response to this. I'm sure they've already been kind of gearing up for this. Maybe saw the writing on the wall a little bit before kind of it went down. But I'm not concerned. Listen, it sucks, but I believe in Brent Venables' ability to recruit and coach defense.
Yep.
I believe in Todd Bates' ability to recruit and coach defensive tackles. So I'm not too terribly concerned about all of that. I think you're going to have to kind of rebuild some recruiting cachet after this, I think, because you can't lose a 5-star without people questioning your ability to recruit and retain. I mean, what's everybody thinking about Lincoln Riley right now? Yes, they've got the number 1 recruiting class in 2026, but everybody's just waiting for the next few months to transpire, next 6-7 months to transpire when it all falls apart like it has every season that he's been at USC, right? So you have to maintain a reputation out on the recruiting trail, and that's going to be key for what Oklahoma does next.
Yep.
Now they've got some guys that they're in on that are big time blue chip prospects for the defensive line. We talked about them in our last show. They're going to continue to recruit heavily and recruit well along the defensive line. David Stone is a setback, but it's not going to be something that absolutely destroys the program. They're going to continue to recruit well.
Yeah, we know. And we know that we're going to continue to push for the talent like we have before. We've seen some talent grow. I mean, a lot of them laughed at me on my channel when I hyped up Jaden Jackson. He became a freshman All-American. I was literally laughed at in my comments. It was hilarious. And I was like, I'm telling y'all, man, everybody that's I've talked to, watch this kid move, something about him. But now we saw the production with him, so we're ready for it. And I know that David Stone's going to give that production because I know he's going to be a great kid, great player, great kid. Everyone loves him to death. While at the same time, every single one of you are talking about future production that you haven't seen yet. We have to see it happen. I expect it to, though. Don't get it twisted. But you're telling me that we're losing out on something that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. I guess David Stone spoke on this.
I haven't seen anything on Stone. Has he?
Somebody in the comments said he did. I'm just looking to see. I don't see anything unless there's a quote in an article somewhere.
Yeah, I haven't seen any. I know that all the insiders are writing a whole bunch of stuff now. So
yeah. So listen, I think a lot of it comes down to he believes he should be starting. He believes he should have some significant playing time, and I mean I can't disagree with him. I'm not sitting there watching him every day in practice. At the same time, if you weren't going to start this year, it's okay. You were going to start next year.
Oh yeah.
Like you were going to start, you were going to be a starter by the time your time was done at Oklahoma. Like you're going to have significant playing time even this year, right? Grayson Halton wasn't technically a starter, but he had 5 sacks. He had big production. He was mentioned among CBS top 150 players in college football. So the time was going to happen, whether you start or not. I think that part is not as significant as the amount of snaps that you get and what kind of production you create with those snaps. So listen, if going to find more playing time was the key priority, then more power to him, man. Go find it. Good luck to you.
Go be great.
You were going to have a lot of playing time this year. I mean, Oklahoma played 4 defensive tackles. I think it was like over 350 snaps last year. They kept those guys fresh, kept them rotating. Good luck, man.
Good luck. So now the big thing is, let's go get after some of these players that come in with starting production and see if we can get them to replicate it once again. I mean, because if there's anything, I mentioned the Syracuse tackle for one reason, because he played for Elijah Robinson, who came from A&M, who was pulling all those. He's the one that pulled in everybody's favorite guy, David Hicks, DJ Hicks. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I put that
Hicks to Oklahoma or Hicks to Norman hashtag.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. The Hicks to Oklahoma to Norman. Yeah, Elijah Robinson knew how to recruit, and he was bringing some kids up there to Syracuse, like crazy. Good talent. So maybe one of his guys that are leaving is ready to go. Get the bigger check and play some ball. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and listen, I think more than what happens on the defensive side of the ball, this year was going to be more dependent on what happened on the offensive side of the ball. And I think that's where everybody's confidence for this season is coming, not simply because, the defense is going to be good and it's going to be good again. It's about the offense is going to be significantly better than what it was last year, and that's going to give you your best opportunity to win. You're going to be good on defense. And as much as we're excited about the potential of David Stone being a part of that rotation and having significant playing time and producing, you were still waiting on that production. You were still waiting on him to prove it. You knew what you were getting in Jaden Jackson and Grayson Halton and Dominic Williams at defensive tackle. You were waiting on the breakout for David Stone. But more than that, you're needing the offense to be Oklahoma offense. And if that happens,
we need to get that back so bad.
And if that happens, you're not going to necessarily need your defense to be elite. It has to be good, and it has to be great at times, but it won't have to be elite if Oklahoma's offense is actually good this year. And so more than that, yes, it sucks to lose David Stone, but the transfer portal and the NIL game have also netted you John Mateer and Jaden Ott that are going to help your offensive performance. Derek Simmons going to help your offensive performance. You've added significant pieces on offense that are going to make your offense better, which is going to make your team better.
Yep. It was a big loss. Still always going to be a big loss. Yep. Losing good players is always a big loss, especially big potential. Now, again, go get some research in. John, I think I'm good.
Yeah.
Got my reins out.
Yep. And I think that's going to do it for today's Locked On Sooners Live of reaction to David Stone. It's crazy. Sometimes things leave you speechless a little bit. Thank you for stopping in, checking in, and being a part of our live show. Sorry for the Texas fans that I didn't get out of there soon enough, that were trolling the comment section nonstop. I don't mind opposing fans being in the live stream, 100% cool with it. But if you're just here to troll, then go somewhere else. There's plenty of places you can be. This is for people that actually want to have a conversation. So we're thankful again for all of you. Make sure you go subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube. So hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel. I'm sure he'll have more to say on this over at Unfair Sports as well. You can follow me at John 9 Williams, and you can read my work covering the Sooners over at John 9 Williams. Hope everybody has a great Easter weekend. Stay safe, stay dry out there. Take care of each other. We'll talk to you next week. Boomer.
Sooner. It hurts, but it'll be okay.
It'll be all right.
It'll be all right.